Good morning and welcome to another episode of Smith Fam Adventures. This episode is more of an update than an actual adventure. As some of you know, over the course of the last few years of this channel, I have done a variety of different things to our travel trailer to make it a better, more livable place to be. And of course, as you can expect, that's precisely what I'm talking about today. And a little hoarse in the throat, I guess. Anyway, behind me, first off, is our solar power inverter, solar charge converter. Anyway, that bad boy, got put in a couple years ago, and it has been an incredibly good investment for our solar power in the trailer. Additionally, I invested in lithium batteries for the trailer. So we've got lithium batteries, we have 300 watts of solar on the roof, a 40 amp MPPT solar charge converter, and basically enough power to be able to boondock and run the accessories we have on the trailer without having a real serious concern about energy consumption. So originally, the refrigeration compressor and condenser unit used to sit right there under the bed. And that's inside of the trailer. So, you've got all this airspace that gets hot when it's sitting in the driveway and can sometimes get really super hot in here when we're traveling. And as that unit is taking heat out of the icebox, that heat transfer is blowing that heat out into the main area of the trailer. So that's not a good situation, because ultimately it just continues to build heat and more and more heat in the trailer. It makes it more difficult for us to camp, first of all, and then makes it really difficult for the heat to get out of the. It just continues to make it harder and harder for the compressor to do its job, because it's trying to transfer heat in an ever increasingly hotter environment. And so the efficiency of the refrigerator was compromised. So I did come up with a solution for that. So back here, what I've done is I've opened up a spot in the trailer, and this vent is open to the outside, and it's got its own kind of enclosure inside. So the compressor is sitting there and whatnot, and it has air from the outside so that compressor will work properly. So now moving that around, that does seem to help out quite a bit. The compressor actually does run a lot less or a lot shorter period of time when it's trying to bring it down to temperature initially. Although I think, there's good reason to believe it's not necessarily a great idea, as great as it could be. But at least that's getting fresh air from outside into that enclosure, and it's not continuing to build temperature in the actual trailer itself. Now, ultimately, the big fix on the refrigerator is not just the condenser and compressor unit needing to have its own secured air, if you would. The solution here is also going to be some things in the refrigerator that I've already taken upon myself to do. And it comes down to actual fundamental refrigerator design. Airflow. A refrigerator needs airflow. It needs to circulate the air across the coils and get that air to go across the coils to cool, and then bring it back down and around, and then repeat the process. That way the air in the refrigerator is a homogeneous mixture. And in order to do that, you have to be able to have some ducting and fans in here. So what I've done is I have actually gone ahead and adapted the refrigerator so that it has some recirculation. And I gotta show you this. So what we've got here, and of course this box is so dirty now. We got here are two fans blowing into this exchanger that blows up and then blows air behind this coil. And I've got this blocked at the very back, so air comes up and then it's forced out this way around the coils. It's the most air possible. I've got the bottoms of these blocked, so it's coming up and around and out. And then as it comes up and over, it drops down. And then this area down here gets nice and cool too, because what we were noticing before is that this area would be warmer than this area. Our temperature probe is also mounted in the box as well. So as the air is coming down and around, our inlet temperature is what we're using as the temperature of the box. So there you have it. That is the newest iteration of the refrigerator. Hopefully, we'll actually see that work. Now I'll show you something. Well, no, I'm not going to show you anything. The refrigerator is going to work out just fine, I think. We know that the temperature, we know that once the refrigerator has gotten to temperature, that it maintains just fine. So the initial cool down is the hard part on these. So we'll probably ice the thing to get it initially to cool down fast so that the compressor doesn't overheat. But once it does get working, I think it'll maintain just fine. So stay tuned to our next adventures, and I'll show you how that works, if it works. Anyway, next adventure is Memorial Day weekend, barring any further updates on the trailer. Have a great day. All right, so we are out camping right now, and now that we've had all this time to work on the refrigerator, let's just show you how it's working. Oh yeah, she's working. She's down to 34.8, and that's the inlet temperature. And there's the refrigerator all packed up, and it's cold. All right, so watch us on our next adventure as you see the refrigerator provide an integral support to our adventures.